we're live, as always. God, this layout is so fucking finicky on an iPad specifically. Mother of God. Okay. But let me get my doohickeys ready. I feel like I will not have an audience for this one, but you never know. Also, hey, funny that I find a new audience member for this show, and then even that doesn't last. Yeah, welcome to my fucking life. Yeah, I feel like I'm not gonna have an audience for this episode. Nope, no, I won't. Okay, yeah, I don't think I'm going to have an audience for this episode. That's fan-fucking-tastic. Okay, I guess I'm just going to go ahead and get into this because nobody seems to care to watch right now, but I'm too lazy to cancel or postpone or end it now. Welcome to Wonder After Dark, and specifically, welcome to the 150th episode of Wonder After Dark. A show that only comes once ever, because you don't get two 150s, but you do get every 50. So, yeah. Welcome to the 150th episode. Highlights of previous milestone episodes include VeggieTales with episode 50, Wish, and a variety of other topics with episode 100, and now we're here with no audience. So I guess this is going to be a disappointing milestone. Anyway. But welcome to the 150th episode. Tonight we're going to be reviewing iCarly. Admittedly, I was considering getting distracted. No. Okay, anyway. Now, admittedly, I was considering, pushing this topic off to the side, postponing it till a later date, because this was a topic that Sylv suggested before taking his little break from the show, but I ultimately figured, you know what, fuck it, I'll just do it anyway. I'm too lazy to postpone. Plus, and this was kind of my reasoning for doing it today rather than delaying it, because the original iCarly series actually ended on Thanksgiving weekend. So, actually, that was pretty good justification for doing it tonight, was the fact that the original iCarly series ended on Thanksgiving, or at least Thanksgiving weekend. Oh yeah, happy Thanksgiving. I don't give a shit about this stupid holiday. Moving on, I guess I'll just get to the... Oh, now we have an audience, I think. I just saw that counter go from 0 viewers to 1. I don't know who that one viewer is, if there even is one viewer. Because YouTube... Okay, yeah, there was no one viewer. Just YouTube playing games. Because YouTube loves to make me lose my mind. Okay, anyway. Loves to play with the view counter. Anyway. Back on topic. But yeah. The original iCarly series ended on Thanksgiving weekend, so that was my reasoning for not delaying. But without further ado, iCarly is an American teen sitcom created by disgusting Dan Schneider. For the record, we will acknowledge that Dan Schneider was a creep, but we're not going to cover the whole history, the whole backlash, just because it's been done to death. But anyway, iCarly is an American teen sitcom created by Dan Schneider, which originally aired on Nickelodeon from September 8th of 2007 to November 23rd, 2012. The series tells the story of Carly Shay, played by Miranda Cosgrove, a teenager who creates and hosts her own web show called iCarly with her best friends Sam and Freddie, played by Jeanette McCurdy and Nathan Kress, respectively, much like this show, prior to a few days ago. But anyway, in the apartment loft that she and her older brother Spencer, played by Jerry Trainer, live in. As the web show quickly becomes an internet phenomenon, the characters are tasked with balancing their normal teenage lives with the wacky situations their newfound fame lands them in. By the 4th season, their school friend, Gibby, played by Noah Monk, Gibby, also works with them on the web show. Very ahead of its time, I must say. Very, very ahead of its time. Very ahead of its time. Very, very ahead of its time. I don't have a joke for that. Just the whole premise of iCarly just is ahead of its time, for sure. And that can't be overlooked. But anyway, The show ran on Nickelodeon for 6 seasons, or 5 if you follow the Paramount Plus order, and ran for a total of 97 episodes. Just shy of 100. Just shy of 100 episodes. Like, almost there. Almost. But anyway, the series was produced by Nickelodeon on Sunset and KTLA the series was produced at, my apologies. I was looking at the production locations. No. Let's try again. Production locations were Nickelodeon on Sunset and KTLA Studios, and the series was produced by Schneider's Bakery, and Nickelodeon Productions. The series, nope, the show, because I can't say the other S word without Apple's assistant activating, the show episodes were between 23 minutes and an hour, with special episodes or movies being about an hour in length. Anyway. Back to the show. The series ran on Nickelodeon, as I previously stated, from September 8th, 2007 to November 23rd, 2012. So it had quite a long and lengthy run. Although it is worth noting, it would later be followed up by 2, follow-ups. Sam and Cat, which ran for just 1 year, 2013 to 2014, and the Paramount Plus revival, iCarly, which ran from 2021 to 2023. Kind of funny that the original series, kind of funny that the original series ran for a long time, but every attempt to bring it back kind of didn't. Anyway, but yeah, kind of funny that the original show, lived a long and healthy life while the revival series couldn't or didn't. Anyway, Schneider was both the showrunner and executive producer under the Schneider's Bakery label. During the first 5 seasons, the show was taped at Nickelodeon on Sunset before relocating to KTLA Studios in Hollywood for the 6th and final season. It was nominated for an Emmy Award for Outstanding Children's Program 5 times, although the show received mixed reviews from critics. It became popular with audiences, with the January 2010 episode titled I Saved Your Life reaching 11.2 million viewers. I cannot read to save my life. The second most viewed telecast in Nickelodeon history. And of course, in December of 2020, a revival was ordered by Paramount Plus, with Miranda Cosgrove, Nathan Kress, and Jerry Trainer all returning. Although notably absent was Jeanette McCurdy and Noah Monk, for reasons I shouldn't have to get into here. I think if you know the production history of iCarly well enough, then you should know why they were absent from the Paramount Plus revival. I'm just saying, if you know the production history of iCarly well enough, then you should know why they were absent. Oh, but anyway. Anyway. So the basic premise of iCarly is quite simple. Although before we get to the premise, I totally forgot. I'm going to read the production history because while I could read the premise, that would be breaking the chronological order. Anyway, production history. iCarly was the fourth series created by Dan Schneider for Nickelodeon. Schneider originally wanted to make a new TV series starring Miranda Cosgrove. The original idea of the show was that she plays a normal girl who, in a twist of fate, gets cast to star in her favorite TV show titled Starstruck. However, during a casual meeting in his den with his wife and friend Steve, Schneider decided that it would be much better if Carly had her own show, a web show that she could run herself and do whatever she wanted to. Which I agree. I think that is a better premise overall. In November 2006, Schneider then scrapped his Starstruck script and began developing a new pilot called iCarly during December. The pilot was filmed in January 2007. The series was filmed at Nickelodeon on Sunset, now the Earl Carroll Theater. The exterior shots of the Shays apartment building, Bushwell Plaza, are actually digitally altered images of the Eastern Columbia building in Los Angeles, in case you didn't know. Anyway, during production of Zoe 101, Schneider came up with the idea of the show and its name with his friend and producer of The Big Bang Theory, Stephen Mullero, whatever. I'm not good with names. I am not good with names. Anyway, he was trying to think of a good title for the new series about kids who start their own web show. The pilot script followed a lead girl named Sam, but the URL for iSam was already taken. Schneider tried other girls' names and bought the URL iJosie before eventually changing it to iCarly and enjoyed the name for the lead character. Which I agree, iCarly does sound much better. Just rolls off the tongue better. iJosie, it's not a bad name, but I don't know. Production shit. Also, I see YouTube is deciding to show me that we have one viewer watching right now. And I still cannot tell if it's YouTube gaslighting me to think we have an audience for this episode, or if it actually, back down to 0. So, YouTube gaslighting. Anyway. Yeah. Back to what I was saying. The names of the lead characters were then... let me try again. The names of the lead girls were then changed from Sam and Kira to Carly and Sam. So Sam was switched from the lead to the secondary. Kind of funny. Anyway. In late January 2011, while doing press for her North American Dancing Crazy concert tour, Miranda Cosgrove began telling news sources that she was looking forward to returning to Hollywood to begin filming a 5th season of iCarly. And then on January 27, 2011, Cosgrove told Cleveland Live News, we're getting ready to start the next season right after the tour. I would be willing to do the show as long as possible, or as long as people like it and as long as it works. Then on January 28, 2011, Reuters news agency also reported that Cosgrove was planning to begin filming a 5th season of iCarly. I'm just lost. And this is a shit episode. Cosgrove, on February 3rd, 2011, Cosgrove told the Middletown Press, when speaking of the show and her co-stars Jeanette McCurdy and Nathan Kress, "I've known them since I was little. I can't wait to get back. I'm really comfortable doing iCarly. It's like my home away from home." Cosgrove concluded her concert tour on February 24th, 2011, and Jeanette McCurdy finished her Generation Love Mall tour on April 14th, 2011. The entire cast did not even get together until the 2011 Kids' Choice Awards. Cosgrove confirmed that filming would resume shortly. At the 2011 Kids' Choice Awards, Jerry Trainer stated that filming would resume in May. In front. Show the guy on the phone, alright? Show the guy on the phone, alright? Then you have the sound of the racetrack, the thing with the hand, and then the stupid horse with the wings. Anyway. On April 14th, 2011, Nickelodeon officially announced that the fifth and final production season renewal of iCarly, I'll get to that momentarily, to begin in 2012 with the episodes airing later that year. Hey, Copper. Hi. Anyway. These episodes would air as the show's sixth season due to the second season production of 45 episodes being split into 2 broadcast seasons. The third production season originally consisted of 26 episodes as ordered in early 2010. However, half that number was shot from May to September 2010 that aired as the show's 4th season. Dan Schneider then shot the next half in May to July of 2011, which became a whole new season production that aired as the show's 5th season later that year. However, due to Miranda's leave for a tour on July 15, 2011, only 11 episodes were produced, and the last 2 were held over and produced during filming of the show's final season. Okay, well, that did just kind of explain it for me, but basically, if you are trying to track down and watch iCarly, you might be a little confused. How so? And how come? Well, it's actually quite simple to explain. You see, the DVDs for iCarly, I don't own any of the DVDs, but the DVDs for iCarly follow the series production, or follow the series, let me try that again. I don't own any of the DVDs for iCarly, but the DVDs follow the show's broadcast order. Now, they never finished the DVDs, but had they finished, it would have gotten up either to broadcast season 5 or broadcast season 6. But if you were to watch iCarly on Paramount Plus, it follows the production order. So, hi Luke. I didn't expect a DM from you. I'll answer this momentarily. Luke Goldston Official, thanks for your inquiry. Your unprompted inquiry. I'll get to you. If someday in the future you see this, I'll get to your inquiry. Or if you see this someday in the future, oh God, totally unscripted. That was best unscripted moment. We interrupt Wonder After Dark to bring you unscripted silliness. Okay, back to the show. Genuinely, that's probably one of the funnier unscripted moments. This isn't even a scripted show, but that was still like the best unscripted moment. Anyway, back to iCarly. The final season began on March 24th, 2012, with a total of 15 episodes produced, and the final production ending in June of that same year. However, there was a 4-month hiatus after 6 episodes of the season aired from March to June. I Shock America, which I could go on, but this is YouTube, and I feel like they would put me on a list, so we're not gonna. But I Shock America was promoted as the start of the final season of iCarly, effectively splitting the season into 2 parts. The series ended on November, and finally, the series ended on November 23rd, 2012, with the episode I Goodbye, which aired on Thanksgiving weekend of that year. Although that wasn't quite the end of iCarly, now was it? Well, sort of. Yes, indeed, I Goodbye was the series finale of the Nickelodeon run of iCarly. Afterwards, although it is worth noting, I guess because iCarly was that big of a show, that I Goodbye also served as the backdoor pilot to a potential spin-off. Potential. The first of these potential spin-offs was Gibby, which got as far as the test pilot stage but was not ordered as a full series. And then there was Sam and Cat, which was ordered as a full series. Anyway. And of course, iCarly would continue to air in reruns for many years. Specifically on Team Nick. But anyway. On December 9th, and oh yeah, I should probably add before I read this part, it is, and I think it is due to the popularity both of reruns and of internet memes, and possibly the good sales of the DVDs that led to this. On December 9th, 2020, it was announced that Paramount Plus, which was just about to come out at the time, had ordered a revival of iCarly, with Miranda Cosgrove, Nathan Kress, and Jerry Trainor returning, although Dan Schneider would not be involved with the production of the series, other than a creator credit, because I think, from what I heard and from what I understand, legally you do have to credit the creator of a TV show, even if the creator is either deceased or problematic. So in the case of Dan Schneider, we know what he did wrong, we know what he shouldn't have done, but legally speaking, they still have to credit him. Anyway. But yeah, Dan Schneider was not involved with the production of the series. Jay Kogan and Ali Shoten signed on to develop the series. McCurdy suggested during her podcast that she will not reprise her role as Sam Puckett, however, as she had left the acting profession and felt embarrassed by her past career. Jeanette McCurdy, if you ever see this in the future someday, You are a very talented person. And while you do have every right to be embarrassed by your past career, I do think you were a great actress, I will admit. Sure, you might not have wanted to be an actress, but you were really funny, I'll admit. But anyway, on February 25th, 2021, it was reported that Kogan left the project due to creative differences with Cosgrove. And on March 18th, 2021, I think shortly after the launch of Paramount Plus, the show entered production, with Lacey Mosley playing Carly's new best friend and roommate, Harper, and Jaden Triplett playing Freddie's stepdaughter, Millicent. The series premiered on June 17th, 2021. Yeah. And then on October 4th, 2023, the series was canceled after 3 seasons. Anyway. What I was saying. Alright. Well, you know what? I said I wasn't going to address this, but since we did acknowledge Jeanette McCurdy, we might as well. In her 2022 memoir titled I'm Glad My Mom Died, McCurdy described iCarly as an unsafe work environment, alleging that someone referred to her only as, or alleging that someone she refer, let me try that again. Alleging that someone she referred to only as the creator, which was clearly Dan Schneider, clearly, had subjected the cast and crew to frequent emotional abuse, pressured her into underage drinking, massaged her non-consensually, and was eventually barred from interacting directly with the cast in response to complaints about his behavior. Shortly after McCurdy's allegations were made, BuzzFeed News and Vox both identified Schneider as the creator. See, I was right. McCurdy has claimed that after working with Nickelodeon, she turned down hush money from the network, which had been allegedly offered to her on the condition that she remain silent about her experiences with Dan Schneider. She expressed outrage at the offer, writing in her memoir, "This is a network with shows made for children. Shouldn't they have some sort of moral compass? Shouldn't they at least try to support some sort of ethical standard?" I agree. As somebody who grew up with Nickelodeon and somebody who has a fondness for Nickelodeon, I do agree with what she says. I do think there should have been some moral compass and some standard. But of course, both Dan Schneider and Nickelodeon have turned down requests for comment. Which, I mean, I'm not surprised, honestly. I'm just not. Anyway. And of course, iCarly had 2 made-for-television movies. I Go to Japan, which premiered on November 8th, 2008, and a crossover with Victorious titled I Party with Victorious, which aired on June 11th, 2011. And of course, there were numerous other specials and big event episodes, and yeah. We'll save all of those for another time. Anyway. And of course, iCarly was released on DVD by Paramount Home Entertainment under the Nickelodeon label. Now, I did mention this earlier, but it does say here, note, the season DVDs are released according to the 5 production seasons, although they do kind of fall apart a little bit, because from what I remember, the DVDs kind of shuffled around some of the episodes here and there. I don't know. But anyway. Alright, so Season 1, Volume 1 was released on DVD on September 23rd, 2008, followed by Season 1, Volume 2 on April 21st, 2009. Season 2, Volume 1, August 18th, 2009. Then there was I Fight Shelby Marks, which was not a season, but one of those specials. Excuse me. On March 30th, 2010. I Saved Your Life on June 8th, 2010. I Space Out on August 31st, 2010. And then finally came Season 2, Volume 2, January 4th, 2011. Don't know what was going on during those 2 years, but okay. Season 2, Volume 3 on April 5th, 2011. Then the iCarly collection on July 19th, 2011, which included I Space Out, I Save Your Life, and I Fight Shelby Marks. So it was just a box set and re-release. Excuse me. The complete third season, which released on August 30th, 2011. And finally, the complete fourth season, which released on July 10th, 2012. Now, these DVDs, from what I can tell, almost make up the complete series. As by the complete fourth season, we're almost up to, it goes up to episodes 84 through 94. So just a few more, because I said episode 90, I said iCarly ran for 97 episodes. So just one more DVD would have done it. One more. All they needed to do was put out the complete fifth season, and we would have had the entire run on DVD. But this is Nickelodeon. They're not good at that. Very rarely has Nickelodeon put out a complete series of anything on DVD, especially their live-action sitcoms. Alright, what about the reception? Receptionissimo. Anyway, just talking to Luke. Anyway, iCarly received mixed reviews from critics. Carrie Bryson of About.com, which that's actually, that sounds like a website from iCarly. Anyway, About.com gave the show 2.5 stars, concluding, the show's comedic elements don't all the rest on the irreverent, though there are some clever storylines and a few touching moments. Overall, the show has some great comedy, interesting stories, and fun actors. Which I do agree, it is a very fun show. Creepy stuff aside. The show was awarded 3 stars by Common Sense Media reviewer Emily Ashby, who said that the show isn't designed to be educational per se, but young viewers will learn a bit about interacting with media. I've seen iCarly in full, and I feel like I've learned everything and nothing. Anyway, yeah. Hollywood.com's Michelle Lee said, like the Lost fan rejecting every Lost-like show that came after it, I resented all of the shaky single-camera documentary-style comedies that came after Arrested Development because frankly, my favorite Dead show did it better. I needed something completely different to break me out of my comedy funk and get me back on that horse, and it worked. So, very positive. Yeah. The pilot episode on Nickelodeon on September 8th, 2007, debuted to an audience of 4.1 million viewers, followed by the second episode, I Want More Viewers, on the same day with 3.9 million viewers. The most watched episode, however, is I Saved Your Life, which aired on January 18th, 2010, to 11.2 million viewers, which is also the second most viewed telecast in Nickelodeon history. And then on June 9th, 2012, iCarly had the lowest viewership of a premiere ever, with only 2.4 million viewers. Excuse me. And of course, iCarly would win a lot of awards, and I do mean a lot of awards. So many that we're not going to read those. And of course, as I said earlier, the episode I Goodbye served as both the series finale to the original series, as well as the backdoor pilot to a potential spin-off. Specifically, 2 potential spin-offs. Sam and Cat, which paired Ariana Grande from Victorious and Jeanette McCurdy together in a traditional buddy sitcom setting as their characters, Cat Valentine and Sam Puckett from Victorious and iCarly. They played roommates who launch a babysitting service together. The series was picked up by Nickelodeon on November 29, 2012, and premiered on June 8, 2013, although the series was canceled on July 13, 2014, with the final episode airing on July 17th. The second proposed spin-off featured Noah Monk's character, Gibby Gibson, in a self-titled sitcom named Gibby, where the character works at a recreation center as a mentor to 4 middle school students. Although a pilot was filmed in 2012, Gibby was not picked up as a full series, I guess in favor of Sam and Cat. And the pilot episode was never aired, not even once. It was never included as a DVD bonus feature with any of the iCarly DVDs or Sam and Cat DVD, nothing. The script to the pilot was released in 2021, and the full pilot episode was leaked on YouTube in 2023. I remember I was wide-ass awake the morning that pilot leaked. That was a really bizarre morning. I never want to see a bunch of shirtless middle schoolers ever again. And I am so glad that they went with Sam and Cat over Gibby, as much as I love Gibby. But yeah, I think I've yapped enough about the production and development side of iCarly, so I guess I'll get to my review of the show. Now, typically on the rare occasions where I've reviewed a TV show on Wonder After Dark, I've gone either episode by episode or just given an overall review. But I'm going to review iCarly in a very interesting way. Instead, I'm going to review the show by highlighting 3 episodes. 2 which showcase the series at its absolute best, and 1 which showcases the series at its absolute worst. Starting with the best. I Goodbye and, what's it called? No, the title is escaping me. Okay, I Got a Hot Room. That was the name. That was the name of it. Anyway, I Got a Hot Room and I Goodbye, I think, showcase the series at its best. Very best. Even though I'm kind of going around, God, I'm going to start with I Got a Hot Room. So, in the episode, excuse me, so yeah, alright, fuck. On Carly's birthday, Spencer makes her a birthday present. A gummy bear, out, my dyslexia was kicking in. Let me try that again. A lamp made of gummy bears. That is almost as stupid as anything in this room. But anyway. Well, actually, that's almost as stupid as my mismatched ceiling fans. If you can't spot what's mismatched, you might be better than me. But anyway. What I was saying. But yeah. Spencer makes her a gift. But she left it plugged in, and when she smells fire, she finds out that her room has been set ablaze. And once the fire is put out, basically the damage is already done. Her room is gone. Then, when Spencer finds a very expensive necklace which belonged to a relative and it was worth a lot of money. So then Spencer decides, let's play Extreme Home Makeover, and surprises Carly with a whole brand new room. Even though it was written by everybody's favorite creep, Dan Schneider, this episode is very sweet. It's very wholesome. But it's also kind of tragic. It's tragic in the sense that, Spencer had the right idea. Albeit a lovably absurd idea, making a fucking lamp out of gummy bears. But he very much had good intentions. But of course, a freak accident paired with poor design led to tragedy, being the loss of Carly's room and everything in there. And yeah, freak accident mixed with poor design. Carly left it plugged in and turned on, so that's kind of a fire hazard. But Spencer, poor design. Why would you make a lamp out of a highly flammable material? And at that, why would you make an electrical object out of highly flammable material? I mean, I'm not an electrician or anything, but you're kind of stupid. Yeah. But then it's also a very sweet episode because Spencer owns up to his mistake and ultimately makes it right in the end. It's very sweet, very wholesome. I love it. It's a solid 10. May not be the best episode of the series by a long shot, but it's a solid 10. And the other episode that I think showcases the series at its best is actually the series finale, I Goodbye, which aired on November 23rd, 2012. It was, of course, the 1-hour special which served as the series finale. Of course, Carly and Spencer's father is returning to Seattle. Yeah. For some dance. And the episode is just full of a bunch of different subplots. But they're not terrible subplots. They're actually pretty fun subplots. They're very entertaining subplots. They're very fun. It's a very fun episode. Normally, I would criticize a show like this for feeling like filler, but in this case, the episode kind of feels like you're going down memory lane as you follow, Spencer restoring, was it here? Yeah, Spencer restores a 1964 Sterling motorcycle for his friend Sacco. Yeah. It kind of feels like you're going through time, going down memory lane, revisiting the past. But of course, the episode ends on a very emotional note, with Carly having to leave and put on one final web show. So, yeah, on the flight to Italy, Carly views a montage of let me try that again. On the flight to Italy, oh yeah, I should probably specify Carly and her dad go to Italy at the end. Anyway, on the flight to Italy, Carly views a montage of archived iCarly webcasts on her laptop, while everyone reminisces upon many memories over the past few seasons. Sam tries out her brand new motorcycle for the first time, riding on it happily through the South, leading to the events of Sam and Cat. And then the episode ends with Freddie off screen saying his famous closing line on the web show, "And we're clear." I'm aware putting it into words probably doesn't make it sound like that emotional of an ending, but it's a very. If you've been watching the show since the beginning, it's a very emotional ending. It's a very powerful ending. Even if it does also end with Spencer starting one last spontaneous fire, but it is still a great show and a great way to end the show. Also, that is something I did completely forget to mention. A running gag throughout the series is that Spencer basically has the power to set everything on fire. Like, doesn't matter what it's made of, doesn't matter if it's flammable or not. If it is in Spencer's eyesight, it will catch on fire. It always happens. I don't know how, but it always does. It's not even the funniest running gag known to man, at least not on paper, but rather it's one of those gags that gets funnier the more it's repeated. Like, at first it's not that funny, but the longer it goes on, the fucking funnier it gets. To the point where even when you know it's about to happen, it still catches you off guard. Yeah. And now for an episode that I think showcases iCarly at its absolute worst. Once again, the title of this episode is escaping me. Okay, yeah, that's the one. I Date a Bad Boy. Season 2, Episode 16. When Carly dates a bad boy, she tries to keep the relationship a secret. Meanwhile, Sam pays Freddie to build a website posting all her favorite gross out videos. Sounds like Spider. Anyway. Okay. I'm going to try and quickly explain why I think this episode is so terrible. First of all, there was kind of a big age gap between Carly's actor and, I forget his name, but the boy's actor. A very nasty age gap. Ew. Everybody in the episode, I feel, is just uncharacteristically rude for no reason. Which, hey, that's another parallel you can draw between iCarly and this show that you're probably not going to be watching. Is that I'm uncharacteristically rude most of the time. And my biggest problem is it's stereotypical. When I say stereotypical, I don't mean, oh yeah, that's what a toxic relationship is always portrayed as in the media. And I also don't mean stereotypical as in racist. No, I mean stereotypical as in Carly finds out that the boy collects toys aimed at a younger demographic. And thus it becomes a running gag, like, not literally this word for word, but you're too old for this shit, and ain't that for girls? It's like a Brandon Rogers bit, but without any of the irony. I say as somebody who likes the My Little Pony franchise and the Thomas franchise, and what the fuck do I not like? But I say as somebody like myself, the fact that they paint, being like a grown man or teenager and liking toys as a bad thing, you can tell whoever wrote the episode, whether it was Dan Schneider himself or one of the other crew members, was just so horribly out of touch. So horribly out of touch that it's just not even remotely funny. It's just a terrible episode. Although it did give us one of the best YouTube poops known to man. Spencer, what's it? God, I know what the title is. What was, but I still need to. I can't play it because copyright. But Spencer launches a bagel. Yeah, that was the one. That's the one. Yeah. It did give us one of the best YTPs ever, though. That being Spencer launches a bagel into Griffin's rectum. Well, probably my favorite YTP maybe ever, just because of how insanely quotable it is. We have a cock. Not anymore. Not anymore. Aggressively rips up the paper. Just forget it. Don't pay me. I don't care. Hey, pay me. I care. You are grounded. Four-tail cock. Four-tail cock. Four-tail cock. How old were you when you started sucking dick? That is not the issue. That is the issue. The issue is your tissue. That is not the issue. Your sauce. Buenos dias, muchachalatas, chachalatas, cha-cha-cha-cha-chas. I love that video. Sheesh. Sheesh. Why did you have to say sheesh? Sheesh. She is... She... I love that video with all my heart. It's so good. The episode that it's an edit of is fucking horrendous, but the YTP is just amazing. It's like comedy gold for... Yeah, let me go back to it. It is 2 minutes and 3 seconds of just pure gold. Oh, I could talk about that video all night if I wanted to, but I'm not gonna. Oh, yeah. But yeah, back to iCarly. Yeah. Unedited iCarly. iCarly is a great show, though. Yeah, it does have feet shit. It has a whole lot of these wiggly woos. But it's a great show. It's one that I really enjoy. And it's one that I will always recommend. Yeah. Unless your name is Geo, which, yeah, I completely respect your decision. I get it. Too much sketchy shit went on behind the scenes. I get why you probably don't want anything to do with it. Perfectly fair. But back to my opinion. But, yeah. iCarly. I think it's a great show. Is it in my, top 5? Maybe not my top 5, but if there was a between a top 10 and a top 20, I would say it's somewhere in that list. Somewhere high on that list. Brief intermission because it's time for the funny image. Live action Cosmo and Wanda from that one movie that just kind of happened. That movie? That movie. Stay tuned for when we eventually, inevitably, and begrudgingly cover the live-action Fairly Odd trilogy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Back to this shit, though. But the Fairly Odd but iCarly. But iCarly. I can't really add much to the discussion of iCarly, honestly. It's just a really good show all around. It's very chaotic. It's a very chaotic show. Oh yeah, that's the thing that I love about iCarly. It's that it starts out fairly chill, but quickly loses its shit. I mean, like, to the 11th degree. It goes so far out in left field, and then by the end, it just has gone overboard. And I mean overboard in the best of ways. Sorry, just putting some shit out on Twitter. We don't call it X around here. It was always Twitter, and it will always be Twitter. Okay, anyway. But iCarly. iCarly, I guess to put it simply, iCarly is a great show. Very funny, very just fucking absurd, but the great kind of absurd. And sure, while its creator is kind of that guy over there, and while it is kind of creepy at times, it is, by all accounts, a show that I will always enjoy. I'm gonna give iCarly, well, I'm gonna give iCarly a 10 out of 10 overall. Although I'm gonna knock off 5 points for everything Dan Schneider did. And yes, I am aware that that should probably bring off all the points, but then the problem there would be it would get a 0 out of 10. And that's too rude for iCarly. That's too harsh. But yeah, iCarly gets a 10 out of 10. Alright, time to fill out the rest of this episode's runtime. Okay, so given that this is the 150th episode of Wonder After Dark, I guess I'll reminisce on some good times, or rather, I'll reminisce on every milestone. So, episode 50 of Wonder After Dark, although I did not consider it a special, was VeggieTales. Although that was not a review per se, as much as it was just a history of the series from its rise to its slow but sure and overall inevitable downfall. That was episode 50, which was the first milestone episode. Episode 100. Let me go back to YouTube Studio so I can know which one it was. Okay. Also, we have 69 subscribers. Funny sex number. Okay, but episode... What was it? Episode 100 was Wish, alongside some other random topics sprinkled throughout. So yeah. Episode 100 was Wish, and now we're on iCarly. Or we were on iCarly. But yeah. So, what will episode 200 entail? That I do not know. That I do not know. I do not know. I'm thinking episode 200 is probably going to be something a little different than a movie or TV show review. But then again, we have another 50 episodes to go before we get to episode 200, and that's another 50 weeks of shows, assuming we don't miss any in that amount of time. You never know. I've considered reviewing the 41-year-old virgin, and I just realized Thomas down here, All Engines Go Thomas, has been absent for this entire episode. Yeah, the Lionel, All Engines Go Thomas, would normally be chilling right here. I forgot to put him up for the entire episode so far. Whoops. Although, give me credit, I did not forget to put 41-year-old virgin in its spot. Okay. I'll rectify my mistake tomorrow. But anyway. But, yeah. Excuse me. But, yeah. I think I don't know. I'm conflicted. I might do 41-year-old virgin. I might review that one for episode 200. Or I might do something just totally different that is not a movie or TV show review at all. You never know. Alright, even though we don't have an audience for this one, I guess it's also time for me to reflect on good times. While, yes, admittedly, I can be kind of an asshole, kind of a jerk-off, kind of a cocksucker, dickhead, cunt, etc. doing this show, I do really like doing this show. I mean, it's one of the few things in life that I'd say, that I look forward to. Not saying I don't look forward to anything at all, but but it's one of the few things I do for sure look forward to. So, yeah. But I do really look forward to doing this show, and I do really like doing this show. While, yes, it can be kind of aggravating at times, I find it can also be kind of therapeutic as well. Because, yeah. And, it's also fun to, give, my thoughts on movies and TV shows and other things every night, even if it's to the same two people every night, with the occasional third. I guess we should also acknowledge we've had a few occasional guest stars throughout this show's run. Red, back on October 1st, he was fun, but unfortunately, seems like kind of a one and done, one-time guest star, which I don't mind, I wish he'd come back again, but I'm fine with just being a one and done. Cosmic has appeared a few times on this show. He's been pretty fun as well. He loves the chaos, but hasn't appeared in a while. Doubt he will again. But then again, time zone difference, Australia to America. Yeah. I'm trying to think of who else. Shunter last night, even though that person blocked me basically a day later, but you were fun, at least. You were still fun. I respect. It's really all the guest stars I can think of. But yeah, other than our regulars, those being Spider and Sylv, we've just had a lot of fun people on the show. Could we have some other guest stars on here someday? Maybe someday. I really don't know. I mean, I'm kind of, on the one hand, I would like to have some other people on board maybe someday, but for now, I'm kind of fine with it being just a small group of people. In fact, the most audience members I would ever want for this show would be 5 people, tops, not counting me, so 6 total, whatever. Otherwise, I would not want to host Wonder After Dark for like 1,000 viewers. No, that would just be hell on earth. Okay, I think I got like 5 more minutes left in me before, because I don't know how to stretch this out without an audience. I do not know how. But anyway, what are some other things I would like to cover on this show? Well, recently I covered the convoluted release history of Family Guy on DVD. So I think in the future I might cover Futurama on DVD because that's an interesting rabbit hole. And I also might cover The Simpsons on DVD, even though that's been done before by other people and probably way better than me. But yeah. I'm trying to think of what else. December 4th, I'm going to be revisiting a previous topic. On a previous episode, we covered Disney Movie Insiders, also known as Disney Movie Rewards. And on December 4th, Disney will be shutting down their rewards program for good. So I decided on December 4th, I'm going to revisit Disney Movie, we'll just say Disney Movie Rewards. We'll just call it Rewards. I'm going to revisit that topic on December 4th. So yeah. December 12th, I plan to review Deadpool and Wolverine. Let me try that again. December 12th, I plan to review Once Upon a Deadpool after initially skipping it a few months ago. What else? Obviously, I plan to cover all 6 Home Alones, not in one sitting, but in batches of 2. So, 3 nights, 2 movies each. Nice and even. Yeah. Yeah. I really can't think of anything else to say for the next couple minutes. Let me check my battery life. Okay, I gotta finish this soon, unfortunately, but I kind of wish I could have stretched this out longer, especially considering this is kind of a special episode. But I guess, before I sign off for tonight, I do apologize that this 150th show could not be as grand as I wanted it to be, or as funny or as chaotic, but if you wanted to hear me talk about iCarly and some other stuff, then that's all that matters. And if you're happy, I'm happy. That's all that matters. But, yeah. I guess what I can say... Oh, you never fucking told... Oh, God, son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Fuck. I get I was taking a... Okay, if it makes you feel any better... I was thinking before starting this one, I'm forgetting something. I ain't missing this one. Well, okay, that's good. So I guess this will go on a few minutes longer. I'm not going to repeat the entire 73 minutes that I just said. So I'll give you the super condensed, broken down version. Again, 70... Well, yeah, I guess to very quickly abridge it, iCarly was a show that ran on Nickelodeon in the US. I don't know where it aired in Canada, but ran from 2007 to 2012. Very funny show with a very problematic production history. We respect Jeanette McCurdy in this house. We don't respect Dan Schneider. Let's talk about the Psycho trilogy, which includes the Sam and Cat episode. Okay, yeah, that actually will stretch out this episode a lot better. Yeah. So I guess the break ended prematurely, but yeah. The Psycho trilogy. Kind of funny that I didn't think of those earlier. Yeah. The Psycho trilogy. I don't even... Also, that's not Dan Schneider, that's the creator. But wasn't it literally identified that... Like, didn't... Nah, I'm still gone until the 1st. Ah. But yeah, sorry for forgetting. I genuinely was thinking, like, I'm forgetting something. And now I know what I forgot. Sorry. Oops. I apologize. But yeah. I promise episode 200, whatever that is, it won't happen again. Anyway, but yeah, the iPsycho trilogy. People speculate, and I believe it's Dan, but he's called the creator. I only say the creator is Dan because he was the creator. Also, you had your you forgot Jake moment. Yes, I did. That I've forgotten something. Hey, if you forgot, it probably wasn't all that important. Yeah, you're right. In this case, I forgot you out in the rain. Just replace rain with period blood. Or murder blood. Whichever you think's funnier. But yeah, Jake in the rain. Yep, alright. The iPsycho trilogy. The iPsycho trilogy. Where do I even start? Like, it's probably the most insane subset of episodes. Let's talk about how Nora is not. Yeah. Even though Nora is kind of exaggerated in some ways, like in the typical Nickelodeon sitcom way, she is still a very accurate. Oh, Jesus. That's what you do to Geo if you met him IRL and you didn't want to. Bold of you to paint me as Nora. I mean, I get that I am a little nutso, but that is still quite bold. But at least it's the funny kind of bold that I will allow and I won't get mad at. Again, that's it. That's at least the. Even though that does literally say on my screen message retracted, that is still at least the funny kind of bold that I won't get mad at. Also, I'm not used to my phone. I retracted by accident. Ah, no worries. But yeah, bold of you to say that I would be Nora in that scenario. But, I mean, to be fair, that's the funny kind of bold that I will allow. Purely because it's a perfect 50-50 of you fucking bitch and you fucking bitch, but affectionately. Plus, I mean, to be fair, though, I wouldn't exactly be Nora in that scenario. I would more so be. The fight at the end of part 2 was like epic. Oh, yeah, it was. It really was epic. Which is funny. Like, for being a half-hour sitcom, you wouldn't think that epic would be in their vocabulary, but it sure as hell was. Yeah. Sorry if I seem kind of tired, right? Or sorry if I seem kind of like whatever right now. It's just I didn't expect you to show up, and I also am just tired. But anyway, yeah. You wouldn't expect a moment from iCarly. Oh yeah, Mrs. Benson and Tebow arrive on a motorcycle. Oh yeah, that does remind me. That does remind me. Not to totally change the subject, but that did just remind me. That did just remind me. I find it kind of odd how Tebow kind of became a main character on the show. Like, okay, like Tebow was always kind of a recurring character early on, but I find it kind of odd how Tebow basically became like a main cast member. I mean, I don't hate it, but it's like, why him? What does it say? Super Psycho, what from Sam and Cat, was the best episode of the show, hands down. Agree. Yeah, Tebow did become a main by the end, but he was never credited in the main cast. Somebody is inquiring about something, so I was tending to that real quick. Also, Tebow's actor is named Bougie. I'm assuming your phone fucked that up. Yeah, Boogie, yeah. He spells it bougie like paint. Ah, thanks for clarifying. Talk about both blooper episodes. You know what? I'll just use that as an excuse to talk about probably my favorite out of context moment. I forget which of the two blooper episodes exactly this is from, but it's probably my favorite, like, just out of context moment. That being when Drake just randomly walks in. Even though it's like, yeah, Drake, okay, the first blooper episode, yeah. That is like, even though it is an outtake, a blooper, not like an actual scene, it is still probably one of the funniest scenes just presented completely out of context. Because it's just like, he just shows up, just all casual, and just immediately just starts snacking away. And he's just in full Drake and Josh character, combined with not only the genuine everything about it just adds up. Like, from him just being completely in character and just marching in like he owns the place, to the genuine confusion from Mrs. Benson, genuine confusion, to Miranda, Jeanette, and everyone just absolutely having a ball. It just, everything about that blooper just adds up to perfection. Let's just say season 5 is either the last season, the second to last, or the third to last, depending on when you are. I actually did mention that earlier. I did mention that. On Paramount Plus, season, yeah, another thing has my friend has a season 5 DVD that's labeled as season 4. I actually mentioned all of that earlier. All of that. Yeah. The DVDs follow the broadcast order, but the way they are labeled is just completely fucked up. Mention it again. Okay. Let me go back to the Wikipedia page for iCarly. Let me go back to it because I opened a lot of pages since. It's the only thing I don't like about having to repeat myself is I have to like backtrack because I'm going to punish you by, well, at least you're not punishing me by making me repeat everything. Plus, it's already 12:24 a.m. I can't keep this going for too much longer. Just a heads up. But anyway, okay. If you want to watch iCarly, bitch, don't tempt me. Get fucked. Okay, anyway. If you want to watch iCarly, good fucking luck. DVD releases were released by Paramount Home Entertainment under the Nickelodeon label. I ordered a bunch of Lego figs. That's nice. That's real cool. Anyway, now it says here, note, the season DVDs are released according to the 5 production seasons. Because there were 6 broadcast seasons, Anakin, Obi-Wan, Starkiller, Ahsoka, Cal, Kestis, 8 battle droids, and a red Yoshi. Yep. And just reading that, I can already tell, I think red Yoshi, I don't know if there's an official Lego red Yoshi or not. But anyway, back to this. back to what I was fucking saying. The season DVDs are released in accordance to the 5... There isn't. Okay, so that one's fake. Anyway, in accordance to the 5 production seasons. Because there were 6... There are knockoffs, yep. So there were 5 production seasons and 6 broadcast seasons. The season DVDs for iCarly were released in production order, although they're also released in fucked up order. Sometimes there's 7 seasons. It's a clusterfuck. Anyway, Season 1, Volume 1. Oh yeah, let's play a little game. It's called When Does It Fall Apart? Anyway, Season 1, Volume 1, released September 23rd, 2008, followed by Season 1, Volume 2. Legit, Season 6 is cut in half sometimes. Yep, anyway. Season 1, Volume 2, followed on April 21st, 2009. And I should probably list, okay, let me be a bit more detailed. Season 1, Volume 1, September 23rd, 2008, was episodes 1 through 12, plus episode 16. Season 1, Volume 2, April 21st, 2009, was episodes 13 through 15 and 17 through 25. Season 2, Volume 1 was episodes 26 through 38. And then they basically just started releasing a bunch of specials on DVD. So I Fight Shelby Marks, I Saved Your Life, and I Space Out all got standalone DVDs. Then finally came Season 2, Volume 2 on January 4th, 2011, covering episodes 39 through 52. I Take on Dingo. That's a really funny one. Anyway. Season 2, Volume 3, April 5th, 2011, containing episodes 53 through 70. Then the complete third season, August 30th, 2011, containing episodes 71 through 83. And the complete fourth season, released July 10th, 2012, with episodes 84 through 94. Sorry for not reading. I'll talk about how the first half is okay, but the second half is bad. Without repeating what I said earlier, the first half of I Date a Bad Boy is okay. Even with the questionable age gap between Griffin and Carly's actors IRL. And then the second half is just fucking horrendous. Just absolute, just irredeemably horrendous. I can't even begin to describe how and why. It just is. It's terrible. Again, someone's inquiring about something. What does it say? The second half teaches people that it's okay to hate people if they have childish interests. Yeah. Get fucked. Stupid fucking episode. But I will say, I Date a Bad Boy is worth it because it gave us one of the best YTPs ever made. Come on, Carly. Let's all live on Pee Wee Island. No, but for real, I Date a Bad Boy, though, is worth it because it gave us one of the best YTPs ever made. You are grounded. Fortilcock. Fortilcock. That is not the issue. That is the issue. The issue is your tissue. That is not the issue. You're sus. Oh, the cinematic masterpiece that is Spencer launches a bagel into Griffin's rectum. One of my favorite videos, maybe ever. Genuinely. Yeah, you are grounded for tail cock. Four-tail cock. Four-tail cock. We, we have a cock. Not anymore. Not anymore. Aggressively rips up the paper. I'm not even going to try, by the way, to quote the sound of ripping up the paper. It's just legendary. I fight Shelby Marks. Anyway, but oh yeah, I fight Shelby Marks. That episode is interesting. Push her grandmother down. I will. That one scene from Scary Movie be like. Anyway, that episode is interesting only because it kind of creates an accidental continuity error. In that, iParty with Victorious happened. I mean, granted, they, like, nobody questions the fact that she looks exactly like Shelby Marks. Yeah, okay. I mean, I get that a lot of people look similar. Me and the gardener, but for realsies. I actually don't know if he still looks like me or not. But let me tell you, that was probably one of the most uncanny things ever. Nah, they actually brought that up on me. Did they? I haven't actually watched iParty with Victorious in a while. So, I actually did not watch any iCarly in preparation. She looks just like that Shelby Marks. Okay, well, I forgot about that until right now. No, genuinely, I'm actual quote. I believe you, it's just I forgot until right now. Anyway, but what else? Actually, let me put just for gore. I remember. Yep. Because it wouldn't be Wonder After Dark without you making me look stupid. Bear. What does this say? For every genius who dreams up the electric light bulb, there's always the one who dreams up the atom bomb. Yep, that classic Shark Boy and Lava Girl quote. And I highly question how that is a Shark Boy and Lava Girl quote. I'm going to be quite incredibly honest. Nah, seriously, like, how is that a quote from Shark Boy and Lava Girl? Anyway. I am struggling to gather a brain cell right now. Talk about I Stakeout. Oh. You know what's great? I promise I've seen iCarly. I promise I've seen every episode. It's just my brain is doing cartwheels right now. Because Thanksgiving is just a stupid fucking hot. Oh. You sell pirated movies? No, we sell pirate movies. Yeah, we can file that under a joke that is so stupid that it loops back around to being funny. Actually, I think that whole episode falls under so stupid that it loops back around to being funny. Thanksgiving was in October here, which that just sounds dreadful as an American. But yeah, I stake out. After watching a segment on iCarly that showed a man who sells illegal copies of movies, two detectives decide to use Carly and Spencer's loft for a stakeout. Yeah. That whole premise is like so incredibly dumb, but so incredibly good all the same. Okay, what else? not necessarily related to the episode that it was introduced in, but this is on my mind at the moment, and I did forget to mention this earlier. Are we just going to ignore the fact that Carly's room kind of exists in this weird, non dimensional space in the apartment? Because it's like. Because when they go upstairs, you know, you see the room that would become the iCarly studio. And when they also go upstairs to Carly's room, that looks like it should also be the same air. Like, well, yeah, Carly's room is epic. But am I the only one a little. Read, okay. Don't worry, Carly, only 27 views. Oh, okay, wait, Sam? Yes? That's 27,000! Carly's studio is the attic. I mean, yeah, I know, but the way they often show it. Okay, like, I do know that the studio is the attic, but the way that they often. Yeah, I know they mentioned. I do know they mentioned that, but the way they often show it, specifically the way that they often cut it together, makes it look like the two. Like, you know, in Full House, how they have two staircases, but both of them lead to the same upstairs hallway? Same energy. The way the episodes are edited post I Got a Hot Room often looks like that, even though that's not the case. I'm sure it makes sense what I'm describing. I'm sure it makes perfect sense. I haven't watched Full House in ages. Once you notice exactly what I just described, you can't fucking unthink it. No, because also there's an elevator in the apartment. Oh, yeah, that too. Not gonna lie, as somebody who doesn't live in an apartment, having an elevator go right through an apartment just sounds like hell. I guess Carly's place is a condo because that's usually. I mean, I guess. I guess that's the case. I really don't know. Condos usually have more than one floor. Well, I mean, yeah, they usually do, but. God, I'm lost. I'm not just lost in the brain, I'm lost in the cosmos. But yeah, what else can I really add? What else? What else? What else? What else? I wonder. I should have titled this that. Son of a bitch. Now, like, I get every episode of this show so far has had my in the title, but I should have fucking called this My One. Now sing the iCarly song. Do you really think I can hit Miranda Cosgrove's notes? No, like, I'm not trying to sound rude at all. I'm not trying to refuse, but do you really think I can hit those notes? Yes. You are mistaken. You think too highly of me. You think way too damn highly of me. I think you can, girl. I mean, I'm glad you're thinking positively. I'm not trying to think negative. It's just I'm not going to try specifically at this hour because good night, girl. I see you tomorrow. But specifically, I'm not going to try at this hour, especially when everybody in the house is fucking asleep. Yes, the window and the doors are shut always when I do these, but I really don't want to be that damn loud. Regardless, I will still do it, but don't get angry when I put in 0 effort. Ahsoka is hot in Rebels. In Rebels was doing you so many favors there. That is the equivalent of and lived. Although, granted, I actually don't. Is Clone Wars the youngest that she's ever been depicted? Also, my battery life is getting low. I have 28% remaining, so I think we're going to wrap this episode up after this. After she's a teenage, that's what I thought. So, yeah, you saying in Rebels did you favors. Worked wonders. Ahsoka is hot. In Rebels! It wasn't even and lived. It was just in Rebels. Honestly, even in Rebels, she's only hot as in conventionally attractive. Yep. By the way, I know you. You know what? Fuck it. I know you said sing it, but I think it's funnier to just give a dramatic reading as if this is like some thesis. So you know what? Fuck it. Just because I think Copper, Padme, Leia, and I am not even going to try and pronounce that. You know, I know are hotter. I mean, yeah. By the way, I know that you see somehow the world will change for me and be so wonderful. Live life, breathe air. I know somehow we're going to get there and feel so wonderful. I will make you change your mind. These things happen all the time. And it's all real. I'm telling you just how I feel. So wake up the members of my nation. It's your time to be. There's no chance unless you take one, and the time to see the brighter side of every situation. Some things are meant to be. So give me your best and leave the rest to me. I know it's time to raise the hand that draws the line and be so wonderful. Golden sunshine. I know somehow it's going to be mine and feel so wonderful. Show me what you can become. There's a dream in everyone, and it's all real. I'm telling you just how I feel. So wake up the members of my nation. It's your time to be. There's no chance unless you take one. And the time to see the brighter side of every situation. Some things are meant to be, so give me your best and leave the rest to me. So make it right and see it through. I know you until you wake up the members of my nation. It's your time to be. There's no chance unless you take one, and the time to see the brighter side of every situation. Some things are meant to be, so give me your best and leave the rest to me. Leave it all to me. Leave it all to me. Just leave it all to me. Oh! Okay. And I just fogged up the camera to all hell. Okay, I got 26% battery remaining, so I do gotta finish this shortly. And it's already 12:44 a.m. I cannot drag this out that long. So, I have a question for you. Go right ahead. Go right ahead. Tomorrow is Black Friday. What you gonna do? I'm actually glad you asked. I originally thought that I was gonna go shopping tomorrow. I originally thought. In fact, I kind of wanted to, just because it's been 2 years. 2 years. I know this because I have it. I have the record. Anyway, so Black Friday 2022. In fact, Black Friday 2022 was my first true Black Friday, meaning waking up early as fuck. Um, anyway, my sister asked if she could tag along, which is a fucking terrible idea because she stresses out about goddamn everything. So you can probably imagine how the crowds would do her in, especially that early in the morning. But at least my mom would get a moment of peace because ain't no way she's coming. Anyway, why do I bring this up? Well, the reason why I say I thought I was... And Friday, yep. Anyway, the reason why I say I thought I was going shopping is because my dad is going to an auction. So that kind of throws Black Friday plans out the window. At least in terms of waking up early and going shopping. No, it ain't. No, Mo, it ain't no lot. I'm having a stroke. But yeah, I was maybe fuck your dad for... Yeah, yeah. But yeah, he apparently has an auction to go to. So that throws that out the window. I mean, who knows? I might go shopping. It's bye, by the way. I figured that out after a minute, but at first I was like, what am I reading? Then it clicked, oh, bye. I didn't recognize it at first, but I do now. Anyway, but... Oh, and before you say, can't your mom take you? No. Because, one, she cannot handle crowds like that early in the morning, and two, are any stores in walking distance from you? Dollar General? That's it. Dollar General. And even then, it's walking distance in the sense that I'm trying not to get hit by a car. Because in order, it's this house, a Burger King that's been under construction for a few months. Or no, house, laundromat, Burger King that's been under construction, street with restaurants, Dollar General. Let's see what I got. Yeah. Yeah, what the hell would I get at Dollar General? I like when you say that, by the way. Thanks. That's another one of those that I do not know, honest to God, where it came from. I just said it one day and then it just clicked. But yeah, I'm starting to think that my Black Friday 2022 trip might have been a complete once-in-a-lifetime one and done. Who knows? Maybe my dad might, by surprise, wake me up early and ask if I want to go. You never know. I'm doubting it, but fuckier things have happened. Yeah. I mean, if I don't go early in the morning, there's always later in the day. You know what I like more than X? Spending money. Let's see what I got. Yep. Yeah. Alright, it's getting a little late. So, what's your rating for iCarly? I mean, I can already predict your rating, but still, what's your rating for... Now going back to iCarly, do you own any DVDs or Blu-ray? Well, first of all, I am not aware of any iCarly Blu-rays that exist. As for... Okay, yeah. First, in regards to Blu-ray, I am not aware of any iCarly Blu-rays that exist. As for iCarly on DVD, I don't own any. I do have Victorious Season 1, Volume 1, but I don't have any of iCarly. So, sorry to disappoint there. Also, what does it say? iCarly is 75 out of 10, Victorious mid, yes. Okay, but yeah. Even though I gave kind of a contradictory rating earlier, I honestly will probably agree with you with your rating on iCarly. It's either 75 or 76. iCarly is 75 out of 10 because of Jeanette's review. Yeah, I figured, because Jeanette. I would mention Jeanette again, but I already did that earlier. Abuse, I mean fuck. You know what's great? I did not realize what was wrong until you... Yeah, it lost points. Yep. And hey, when I gave my rating earlier before you showed up, I actually took away a couple of points, but for a different reason. Because of Dan Schneider. Because of Dan. Alright, that was a... But yeah, there's the long review for iCarly. Alright, order a copy of the book. Someday, alright, I got 22% battery, and we are at an hour and 50 minutes, 110 minutes. Unfortunately, I don't have time for much of anything else. I do apologize, but we do need to wrap this up. But I guess before you ask, I know you're probably thinking it right now. Bitch, I got 19%. Well, we're even. We're even. Anyway. Okay, but yeah. Well, I guess because we both have low battery, we're going to wrap this up. But before I go, The Mandalorian is December 2nd. I'm aware. And fucking Power Rangers Super Mega Force is on December 1st. AKA, I finally get a noise complaint. Anyway. Alright. December 3rd, Home Alone 1 and 2. Yep. Alright. It's getting late as hell, so I do need to wrap this up. And before you ask, no, Spider was not here the entire time. In fact, he wasn't here for this episode at all. He's been kind of hit and miss since you've been gone, but anyway. But will you elaborate further? Well, depends. Is there much elaboration that I can give after 150 episodes? Not really, because I just love doing this show. Even though it can get on my nerves sometimes. I'd like to mention something. Go right ahead. Go right ahead. I popped in 2 days ago when you said, I don't know if YouTube is glitching, but I saw a viewer. Or see. That doesn't surprise me. I don't mean that in a bad way. That just doesn't surprise me. Alright, but it is 12:53 a.m. and I've been going at this for nearly 2 hours. I do need to go now. What I'm doing tomorrow night, I don't fucking know. I don't even know if Spider's going to show up or not. But will I allow... Wait a minute. Okay. Or 6. Nope. I am not waiting 6 minutes. No. I'm down to 20% battery. I cannot wait 6 minutes. I do need to go. Talk about my favorite episode. What favorite episode? Also, you could have said that before the outro. But I'll have to talk about that episode quickly. I forgot, I'm sorry. You fucking... Happy 150 episodes to Wonder After Dark. Will we make it to episode 250? I don't know. Hell, I don't even know if we'll make it to episode 200. Will I elaborate further? No, because I've said enough. But for now, that's all the time we have for tonight. But always remember, eat your cereal, go to bed, to be continued. God made you special and he loves you very much. If you do drugs, you go to hell before you die. Good night, and... Have a day.